The boys intently watch TV, hiding desires. As Alex, Jane, and Suki leave, the remote's click echoes in the silence, intensifying the anticipation of the boys. In unison, the boys focus their thoughts, an intense, shared desire brewing within their tiny minds. Defying the ordinary, the TV flickers back to life, an inexplicable event unfolding before their very eyes. Daryl's face fills the screen, his presence a beacon of their unspoken desire as the impossible becomes reality. Van Horn's spectral image flickers. His words echo with a sinister undertone, hinting at his return to guide them in ways unknown. Curious, suspicious, they entered. Daryl's voice drips with promise as he declares, "Your powers are awakening. I will return to help you master them." Mothers dismiss fears, unaware of Daryl. Oblivious to the encroaching darkness, they plan to tuck the children into bed, seeking solace in a quiet drink. Unbeknownst to them, the insidious influence of Daryl permeates the very air they breathe, poisoning their sanctuary. Eastwick High, a shared past. Wind lifts Carrie's skirt playfully. In a moment of shared awareness, their gazes converge, capturing a mix of nostalgia and anticipation. Boys debate loudly in Eastwick High. Jacob insists vehemently, "I dated Carrie." Christie's trick. Jacob doubts. "Crazy. I know Carrie." Purple streak. Christie borrowed the die, Jacob. Insulted, Jacob fought back fiercely. In the bustling hallway of Eastwick High, Carrie strolls obliviously into a brewing storm of youthful rivalry and objectification. Amidst the echoes of lockers slamming, Johnny's crude remark ignites a spark of contention, objectifying Carrie's freedom of expression with disdain. Jacob's voice cuts through the haze of teenage hormones, a shield of defiance against Johnny's callous judgment. Johnny retorts with bitter defiance, dismissing all that Jacob has said, as he stubbornly clings to his archaic view. Joey, in a desperate attempt to quell the rising storm, steers the conversation towards a shallow competition for Carrie's affection. The gauntlet is thrown, as Johnny declares his inevitable conquest, blind to the chasm between his fantasy and Carrie's reality. Jacob scoffs at Johnny's delusion, a prophecy that Carrie would never fall for his shallow charm. Under the cloak of night, Carrie and Christie tread through the school parking lot, unaware of the shadows tailing their every move. In the echoing silence, Johnny's question pierces the night. "Carrie, did you ever date Jacob?" Footsteps quicken, hearts pound, as the pursuit intensifies in the dark expanse behind the school. In the desolate parking lot behind the school, Carrie stands firm, delivering a harsh truth to Johnny. Unseen, Jacob lurks nearby, his expression shifting from curiosity to a storm of anger as he eavesdrops. Carrie's sharp declaration echoes through the air, "I'm not dating Jacob. He's a perv." Jacob's face darkens with rage, his eyes burning with fury as he overhears Carrie's damning words. In the stark expanse of the parking lot, Jacob's simmering rage threatens to erupt as he confronts Johnny, their conflict palpable. Joey steps between them, his hands raised in a gesture of peace, desperately trying to defuse the escalating conflict. Jacob's voice drips with anger as he warns Joey to stay out of it, demanding answers from Johnny about his intrusive questioning of Carrie. Johnny defiantly retorts that he was merely making conversation, further fueling Jacob's fury. Jacob's anger intensifies as he challenges Johnny's definition of conversation, accusing him of prying into Carrie's personal family issues. Johnny's temper flares, dismissing Jacob's concern as none of his business, escalating the confrontation to a boiling point. Joey's plea hangs in the air, a desperate attempt to prevent the impending explosion of anger between Jacob and Johnny. The parking lot erupts in chaos as the ground trembles violently, sending shock waves of fear through the boys. A cataclysmic explosion rips through the earth, catapulting the boys into the air amidst a maelstrom of fire and debris. Emerging from the inferno, Daryl appears as a harbinger of doom. In the parking lot behind the school, A whirlwind of youthful energy erupts as Jacob, Johnny, Joey, and Daryl cram into Jacob's awaiting car. They venture towards an abandoned building, a silent sentinel in the rough heart of Eastwick. The abandoned building looms, its darkened windows hinting at secrets and dangers lurking within. In the desolate expanse of the abandoned building, a solitary beam of moonlight pierces through the oppressive darkness, setting the stage for an impossible revelation. Joey, his face a mask of disbelief and hope, confronts Daryl with a question that shatters the foundations of their reality. "You're saying you're our father?" Jacob, arms crossed, scoffs at the unbelievable claim, his skepticism hardening into a defiant declaration. "This is insane. He's dead. We saw the grave." Torn between hope and doubt, Joey pleads with Daryl, his voice trembling with anticipation. "Daryl, is it true?" In the heart of the abandoned building, Daryl emerges as a specter from their shared history, his presence a chilling echo of forgotten bonds. With a voice cloaked in quiet intensity, Daryl whispers, "I know who you are. I know what you can do, and I know what you're afraid of." Daryl's words cut through the silence, a chilling reminder of their deepest fears and hidden potential, as he offers, "I can help you control your abilities. I can teach you how to harness your potential." He demands, "But you must promise me something. You can never tell your mother Zimbak." Never. In the desolate expanse of the abandoned building, Joey's eyes dart nervously, portraying a sense of apprehension amid the decay. Amid the oppressive silence, Joey whispers, "I need to call my mom," his voice barely audible. Daryl, standing resolute, responds with unwavering conviction, "I can handle this, Joey." "What's the principal's name?" Daryl firmly states his confidence, inquiring the name of the principal. Inside the desolate, crumbling remains of a forgotten building, Daryl clutches a cracked phone, his voice trembling as he feigns authority. Daryl, disguised as Principal Richardson, attempts to deceive, his fabricated words echoing with a desperate hope of success. With feigned authority, Daryl announces, "Yes, hello. This is Principal Richardson. I'm calling to inform Alex that the boys are going on a week-long field trip. Yes, a week. All expenses paid. Educational, of course." In the opulent Lennox mansion, Alex stands as a beacon of calm, her composed demeanor cutting through the surrounding anxiety. With carefully chosen words, Alex attempts to alleviate their fears, stating, "The boys are fine." She continues, adding, "They are on a postponed field trip." In the heart of the dilapidated building, Daryl's imposing figure stands silhouetted against the faint moonlight, his presence commanding and mysterious. Daryl's ominous decree echoes through the silent ruins. "You are mine for a week." Daryl concludes with a terse goodnight, leaving an echo of uncertainty hanging in the air. Inside Clyde's home, a somber investigation unfolds, casting a shadow over the scene of Felicia's untimely death. Suspicion mounts against Clyde as the officers meticulously comb through the property, their focus sharp and unrelenting. The fireplace poker, a silent witness, leans ominously against the hearth, now a focal point of the grim inquiry. In his own home, Clyde is ensnared by the cold grip of handcuffs, his face a mask of disbelief and rising fury. Clyde's desperate plea echoes in the room as he cries out, "She was sick! Felicia was hallucinating! You have to believe me!" His cries fill the air with desperation, a desperate attempt to break through the wall of disbelief and suspicion. In the heart of an abandoned building, Daryl initiates the boys into a transformative training, setting the stage for a profound shift in their understanding of power. Daryl unveils the secret that their combined powers surge to new heights when wielded in perfect harmony, a revelation that sparks both excitement and trepidation. The revelation that each boy possesses a unique, individual power ignites a spark of destiny, promising a path of extraordinary responsibility. In the skeletal remains of a forgotten building, Jacob's haunted eyes reflect a past consumed by shadow and regret. In a hushed confession, Jacob whispers, "I remember. I got angry, really angry. And then there was fire, beams, from my eyes. I caused it." Echoing Jacob's torment, Johnny reveals his own uncontrollable metamorphosis. "That's like me. When I get angry, I change. I can become other people. Morph. It's uncontrollable." In a shared moment of revelation, Jacob and Johnny are united by the terrifying knowledge of their uncontrollable abilities. In the desolate expanse of the abandoned building, Joey hangs his head, a portrait of utter defeat amidst the shadows. In a gesture of unwavering support, Daryl claps Joey on the shoulder, offering a beacon of hope. In the heart of despair, Joey whispers, "I don't think I have a power." With resolute determination, Daryl responds, "We can work with that too." With a glint of adventure in his eyes, Daryl proposes, "Let's take a drive." Under the electric glare of the boxing ring lights, Daryl guides the boys into a world charged with anticipation, unaware they are about to step into a whirlwind of fate. The air vibrates with the collective roar of the crowd, a symphony of excitement that hints at the drama about to unfold. In the stark reality of the boxing ring, two young boys stand, their sweat mirroring the confusion in their eyes. Amidst the tension, Boy 1 softly questions, "Why are we fighting?" Boy 2 echoes the sentiment, his voice laced with uncertainty. "Yeah, I don't get it." From the ringside, Daryl's cryptic declaration hangs in the air. "It's part of your training." Under the glaring lights of the boxing ring, the boys face off against hardened opponents, the air thick with anticipation and impending conflict. As the bell rings, an uncontrollable fury ignites within the boys, transforming their youthful faces into masks of raw rage. The boxing ring transforms into a battleground as their anger consumes them. The boxing ring ascends from the earth, a stage set for an otherworldly showdown. Jacob faces his adversaries, his gaze intense and unwavering. Suddenly, Jacob's eyes ignite with a blinding light, signaling the unleashing of raw power. Consumed by unbridled rage, Jacob's gaze scorches the building, reducing it to ashes in an instant. Amidst the settling dust, they turn back towards the desolate, abandoned building, their silhouettes stark against the fading light. In the dimly lit interior of the abandoned building, shadows dance ominously across the grimy walls, setting a stage for an impending test. Daryl, a figure etched with the harsh realities of life, assesses the boys with a piercing gaze, hinting at a looming challenge. With a subtle nod of approval, Daryl acknowledges, "You boys did good, real good." Daryl declares, "Tomorrow, you'll be ready for the big time." As the night deepens, Daryl dismisses them with a curt instruction, "Get some rest." In the quiet solitude, Daryl murmurs, "I've got some overdue work to catch up on." As the night descends, the boys find refuge in an old, abandoned building, seeking solace in each other's company. In the cloak of darkness, Daryl's thoughts twist and turn, conceiving a dark scheme for revenge. Unaware of the impending storm, Alex, Jane, and Suki rest peacefully, oblivious to the treachery brewing in the heart of their companion. Daryl's mind wanders to Alex, a vision of serpentine horror unfolding around him. His thoughts then shift to Jane, her reality dissolving into a chaotic swirl of melting colors. A somber reveals Suki's tragic fate. She is involved in a serious automobile accident that continues with the heartbreaking revelation. She is now in a hospital, comatose and reliant on life support. In the heart of the abandoned building, Daryl stands cloaked in shadow, a sinister smile twisting his features. The decaying walls bear witness to the darkness consuming him, as shadows mirror the sinister plot unfolding in his mind. Daryl revels in his long-awaited revenge, a culmination of darkness that now consumes his soul. In the dead of night, Alex and Jane exchange worried glances, the heavy atmosphere thick with the chilling dread of Daryl's return. Driven by desperation, their trembling hands frantically gather scraps of cloth, needles, and thread, embarking on a dark craft to fashion a voodoo doll as their last hope. As Alex pierces the doll with a needle, a palpable sense of unease washes over them, casting a shadow of doubt. Jane, succumbing to despair, whispers, "This voodoo doll feels insufficient." Jane softly suggests, "He's too powerful for this, right?" Jane, her voice laced with urgency, declares, "It's a start, but I agree. We need more. Something stronger. We should discuss this with the Witches' Council." Within the opulent Lennox mansion, Alex and Jane are frozen in disbelief, their eyes locked on the twins, Christy and Carrie, whose gazes radiate an eerie, otherworldly glow. Christy and Carrie stand in eerie unison, their eyes glowing with an unnatural light, casting an unsettling aura over the grand mansion. The unnatural light emanating from the twins' eyes casts long, distorted shadows across the mansion, deepening the sense of unease and mystery. In the heart of the Witches' Council, Alex and Jane stand as two figures amidst an arcane ceremony. Each receives a vial filled with an unknown, shimmering liquid, a moment heavy with mystery and anticipation. As the vial meets their grasp, their faces are lit by an eerie glow, hinting at the power and secrets contained within. In the dimly lit Witches' Council chamber, fear permeates the air as shadows dance ominously across the faces of the gathered witches. Alex, consumed by terror, frantically recounts visions of snakes, their presence slithering through every shadow. Jane, her voice a mere whisper, reveals a world collapsing into dust before her eyes, her words painting a grim picture of decay. In a moment of shared desperation, Alex cries out, "I'm telling you, I see snakes everywhere, coiling, slithering. They're in the shadows, in the corners." Jane echoes her despair. "And everything is disintegrating, just crumbling to dust before my eyes. My garden, my books, it's all falling apart." Alex's plea pierces the silence. "What do we do?" Jane's voice cracks with desperation as she pleads. "Please, someone tell us what to do." In the heart of the Witches' Council, a gesture reveals vials brimming with shimmering potion, the air alive with raw, magical energy. The High Witch commands, "Drink this potion. It will mute the effects of Daryl's powers, and give some to Suki. It will help her come out of her coma." She continues, "You are also given an extra vial." In the tranquil hush of early morning, Alex and Jane march towards Eastwick Hospital, their